Hello everyone, in today's video we are going to be continuing to work on this room makeover. 2 weeks ago I posted the first video in this little series. In that video we started the process of transforming this room by cleaning it out, starting the demo, and I also shared what our plans are for this room. Now in today's video we will be continuing the demoing out a bit more than we planned, and I'll also take you along as we shop for supplies, so I hope you enjoy the video and stay tuned as this room continues to transform. Hello everyone, so today we headed into Tucson to run some errands, and then we are also going to be going into a window and door store and Lowe's and just looking at some different things for the office project that we're working on. We're looking for just like a large picture window. Do about 3 or 4, maybe even 5 of those in that room. This is the only one we've seen so far, but it's a tan edge on it. And we would need, what are we gonna do? White on the inside, black on the outside. Yeah. This one. What's the price on that? 107. This huge window, 306, which isn't too bad. They've got quite a few door options. We're gonna need an exterior door for that room, but we're looking for more of like a patio door. Now we are in Lowe's to grab a couple of things, and we also wanted to look at doors. We glanced at their windows, but we are going to be ordering our windows from Window Depot. Jalen did actually already order those the other day, and we really love Window Depot. They have great prices, good quality. That's actually where we ordered all of those windows for the little brick house. We haven't 100% decided on what type of exterior door we'll be putting on this room. We know we want something with a lot of glass to bring in plenty of light. We were looking at what options they have here at Lowe's. We did like this one here that had the full glass panel, but we can continue looking. We have plenty of time. They have to pour all of that concrete, and a few more steps have to happen before we can add a door. We did also go over and make sure that our flooring is still in stock. We are going to be doing the same flooring in this room that we did in the rest of our house. It's very affordable and such good quality. We have loved it the last 3 years, so I'll be sure and link it down below. Good morning everyone. So it's a couple days later and it is freezing outside right now. It was about 19 degrees this morning when we woke up. It's probably only warmed up to about 28 so far, so not the greatest day to be out here working on this screened-in porch. But the other day we did have our contractor come and look at this area here and just kind of give us his opinion, give us a quote for what it would cost for them to just come in and frame all of this in for the new windows. Like you saw, we did go and look at some new windows. We found some that we think are going to work. We need to do some measurements today and just see if they are going to be a good size. But we are probably just going to have the contractors come in and frame for those windows. We just want somebody professional to do it because we don't even really know where to start. And the contractor actually suggested just taking down this entire wall and starting from scratch. Because of the way that this lower wall is built, it's just going to be a lot easier that way, and he suggested raising the floor up with concrete so that it would be level with the rest of the house, which is what we were kind of leaning towards already. It is going to be quite a bit of an added expense to concrete this entire room about this thick, but it definitely does need to be done. There's not too much that we can do in the meantime, just because we can't start drywalling and putting in insulation and all of that until this is done and the windows are framed in and everything. That way we can just do the entire room at the same time. And we also have to wait for that floor to have concrete before we can put in a new door or just basically do anything in there. So today we are going to be removing this entire wall, and then we also are going to take out the window in the room and frame that in. We've got a neat idea for what we're going to do inside that little bathroom. In the hole where the window will have been, we've got an idea to just leave it as a little niche and do some shelves in there or something. So we'll see what we come up with, but hopefully you enjoy this video. Not quite as much progress as we're hoping to have happen in this video, but things just take time, and hopefully the contractors can get started here in the next couple of weeks and we can get our windows. So hopefully by January we should have some good progress in here, but today we're going to try to get some work done, starting off with removing this wall. Okay, so to explain a little bit more about why the contractor said we had to take down this wall is because of how much concrete they are going to have to pour on the floor to raise it up level with the house. He said that we need this wall gone in order to pour that concrete. And also all of the wood on this bottom little wall down here was very rotted, so it was just a good thing for it to come down. And the majority of this wall is the screens. Pretty much the only thing that is actually a wall is this little wall around the base. And also, to add to them having to pour concrete in here, this floor is not level at all, we discovered, and it's actually sloping downhill by several inches when you get over to this screened in area. So if we would have just left it a step down and not brought it up level with the house, any furniture that we would have placed in here, like if I would have put my desk in the middle of the floor, it would not have been level. So this had to happen. We want it all done the right way, and we're relieved that we're bringing in contractors to frame in these windows. It's just going to make it a lot easier and ensure that everything gets done properly. So he was able to take down these 5 beams with no issues because they were not supporting anything. What is supporting this ceiling is that big beam over there in the middle beside the light. So this wall wasn't supporting anything. It could all come down and stay like this until they are able to come and frame in those windows. And as he pulls off these old screens, you could just see the clouds of dust coming off of them. They were holding so much dust. And probably about almost 3 years ago now, we painted the outsides of these screens. So Jalen just spray painted them with his paint sprayer, and it actually worked out fairly well. We just plasticed the inside so that the paint didn't go into the room, and we were able to take those from a really ugly stained tan color to that nice gray color, and they look nice for the last several years. But we never did anything on the inside, so you could just kind of see like a little bit of gray and see where the paint sprayer had sprayed on the inside. It didn't look the greatest on the inside, but now all of that is gone, and we were starting to freak out a little bit at this point because we were like, oh, what are we doing? Taking down this entire wall, it looked like we were just demoing our house down, and it did scare us a little bit. This is a big undertaking, and to just demolish some of your house is just a little bit crazy. And this is going to be a bit more work than we originally thought, which of course that happens with every project. But this is something that we've been wanting to do ever since we got the house. This will add a lot of value to the house. This will be a 5th bedroom onto the home. It will be my office, but technically it will make this house a 5-bedroom, 3-bath. So that's adding a lot of value to the house, and this room was never used before and now it will be, so it's going to be exciting to see all of this take shape. As he was removing this little wall, we were discovering just how rotted this wood was. So we were grateful that we were removing this and starting fresh for the wall around the windows. I know a few of you had suggested putting sliding doors here instead of windows, and that was a good idea, but honestly we didn't want to add any more sliding doors to the house. We already have 2 on this porch, and that's enough sliders for us. We would prefer this wall to just be windows. This room will already have that exterior door on the side, which we want to keep and don't want to stucco over the door frame, because then the new stucco probably wouldn't match the old stucco on that large wall. So we'll see how all this turns out. We can't wait to see this room start taking shape. Hopefully in late January, this space should start actually looking like a room. Boys are always such good helpers. Owen just jumped in and started picking up wood, and he grabbed the broom and started sweeping. I couldn't help out quite as much as I wanted to. When Levi wasn't taking a nap, he was just very needy and wanting me to hold him a lot. He's been cutting some teeth. He had just gotten over the cold that we've all been working to get over this last month. I had had it all last week and was not feeling so great, which is why I didn't get a video out earlier this week. But we are all now thankfully feeling better, but Levi is cutting some teeth. He's feeling better today though, and is very happy, which I'm grateful for. But it's been a rough last month, and we are all grateful to finally be feeling better. So once Jalen got all of that cleaned up, he headed into that little bathroom that's on the other side of this wall, and he is going to remove this little window. Like I had said in the last video, when we drywall that wall inside the room, we're just going to drywall right over this opening where the window was. This bathroom does not need to have a window. It already has good ventilation, and nobody wants a window looking into another room. So we are just removing this, and then he's going to drywall over it. So So here is our plan for this niche where the window used to be. Instead of drywalling over flush with the wall and having to retexture the entire wall and trying to make it blend in, you probably would have still been able to tell that there used to be a window there. We decided to just leave it as an indent, and he got all of this. He got the drywall in there, got the corners mudded and the drywall mudded and everything. And once that dries, he's going to texture it, and then we're going to do some little floating shelves in this niche. We'll see how it turns out. We couldn't do those shelves on this evening because that drywall mud had to dry all night, and then today I am editing this video to get it up tomorrow. So in the next video about this room, in a couple weeks, in a month, whenever we have another update, we will share how those shelves turned out. Okay, so that's about as far as we can go for today. I think next week they're going to be coming to pour the concrete in this room. So they'll build up a form with boards around the edges and then just pour concrete in here up level with that doorway. And then windows should be here in about a month and a half. So once those get here, the contractors can get all of this framed up, and we are going to be doing, I think we decided on 5 windows, but it's pretty crazy to see all of this gone. Our first thought when we glance over here is just like, what did we do? But after seeing just how rotted all of this wood was down here, we're glad that the contractor said that we had to take down the wall. It definitely did need to come down. And now we can just start fresh. And yeah, so this is as far as this room is going to get for a while. We'll get the concrete next week, and then we'll just be waiting for a while. Jalen's in there right now finishing up this window. He's not going to put any drywall on the outside of this window until we drywall everything in this room, just so that we can do everything at one time. And we're still undecisive as far as what we're doing with these 2 doors. We left the curtains open for like a week or 2 just so that we could see what it would be like to have it open from the dining room into this room. And we weren't sure if we liked it or not, just because the dining room didn't feel like its own room. In the last video, I said that we were going to close off this door and then just have this as the only opening. This doorway would be a little bit smaller. But now we're just not quite sure, but we've got time to think about it here. We've got at least another month and a half or 2 months before we have to decide. So this might be the last video about this room for a little while, just because there won't be really enough progress for a whole video for at least a month. So stay tuned. Hopefully here in about a month and a half, we should have another update for you guys about this room. And I hope that you enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in a couple days with a new video. Bye.